What's up, guys? Today I am back here on board the beautiful MSC Seaside with cruise directors Dji Young and Eric Brouman, and they're going to talk with us this morning, give us a little bit of insight about their life on board the MSC Seaside and cruise ships in general. So, gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on YouTube with you here.
Thank you. I think this is the AT&T Tower.
AT&T Tower. We do have a slight height difference. Forgive us for that. But we're here located in the beautiful Seaside atrium this morning, and I've got just a couple questions for you, gentlemen. If it's okay, I'll begin now.
Whatever you want.
Let's do it. All right. So first, we'll start with Dji, and then we'll go to Eric. Dji, tell us about yourself. What is, your life on cruise ships consisted of?
Well, I was a singer for many years. In my younger life, I've been at sea for about a little over 20 years as a cruise director. I've worked for many companies as a cruise director, but I have to say MSC is the coolest experience that I've had. It's a hip, new, fresh vibe for the American population, the American cruiser, and I'm really excited to be here as their first American cruise director. And so a little bit of singing, a little bit of theatrics. I found out that I enjoy more than anything. I like presenting great entertainment, and that's what you'll find here on board MSC Seaside.
Sure. I actually had no idea that you were a singer.
I wasn't a very good one. If now I'm a cruise director. So
and Eric, how about yourself?
Well, I got my same start as Gene, but as a comic magician, and worked for many other cruise lines for many years. And normally I'm number one, but I am proud to say I am number two here as the second American cruise director.
Listen, you're number 1.5. We'll say right there.
There we go.
You make the number 10 almost.
Very good. Well, gentlemen, for both of you, Gene, how long have you been with MSC?
I've been with MSC almost a year, but not quite. I retired from a different cruise line. We won't say, right?
Sure.
Wow, it rhymes with Holland America. Anyway, I was with them for about 20 years. I've tried Royal Caribbean for a few years. I was with Viking Ocean, the most boring cruise line in the world, and I've also been with some small boutique lines to try something different. But I have to say, again, under a year, it is by far, and I'm not just saying it because again I already got the job. It's the most exciting and most fun, the highest quality of life that I've ever experienced as a cruise director, and part of an entertainment team at sea.
Fantastic. And Eric, how about you? We know that you were with another line previous, but we won't speak about that. But for MSC, how long have you been with MSC?
I just started, actually. Next week will be the first week here.
Fantastic.
And he's still on probation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So anything I say here could be used against me.
Against you, yeah. So this is, court official stuff here that we're talking about. Very good. What was your first job on MSC, and how long did it take you to become a cruise director? I know you mentioned that you had a background in singing. When was the transition?
So my first job at sea ever was a cast member in a production show as a lead singer. And then I moved from that. I did that for a few years. Then I moved from that to a headliner as just a guest entertainer singer, as you would see on most cruise lines. Sure. I come on, I do my show, and then transition from that. One day someone just called and asked if I wanted to do it. I've been a cruise director now almost 15 years.
Wow. And Eric, how about yourself?
Actually, similar story, but I started as a youth staff with Boyle Babibian, Royal Caribbean for those of you. No, youth staff back in 1936. Joke, but youth staff. And then became a magician, a fly-in performer, and from there then you go assistant cruise director. And I've been with ships for a long time.
Fantastic. And do you see yourself still on ships like in the next, let's say, 10 years?
Yes, with this one right here.
There you go. I love it. Very good. A fun question for you. We'll start with Gene. What is your favorite restaurant on board the Seaside? It's got many culinary opportunities. We had the experience to head up and try all 3 of the dining restaurants upstairs. So which one would be your favorite? I
love beef. I'm a big steak guy. But I will say, and as amazing as Butcher's Cut is, and you should definitely try it. They have wonderful cuts, a great ambiance, a very noble Americana feel in there. I'm in love with the sushi fusion, the fusion restaurant, the sushi bar right there.
Yes.
I love the surf and turf here. Every time I go over there, I've tried everything. Surf and turf is my favorite. I get 3 rolls, a lot of wasabi, and I'm happy for the rest of the week.
There you go. Eric, what about yourself?
Exact same thing, but last night we had steak. We were fortunate enough to eat with the captain, and the steak was bigger than me, right? It was literally this big. It was great. And I think the girl next to me was very upset that my steak was medium rare.
Oh.
She did not like to see what was on the plate. But of course, with Gene, I do like the sushi. It's incredible. Sushi. And my favorite in sushi is the beef carpaccio, which is
Wow. I do have to say, we went to Teppanyaki earlier in the week, And I myself am not a fan of sushi at all. Never have been. But I tried the sushi there, and it was outstanding. It really, really was. Yeah. Such amazing sushi. So you got to get here on the MSC Seaside, and you got to get up and try some of those restaurants up there. Back to a little bit more formal. What did you do before cruising? Or has, you came straight out of high school, college, what have you. Did you go straight to cruise ships, or what did you do before that?
I went to school to be a business management degree. I was also a vocal performance school or major. And then I went into a little bit of theater management, a lot of singing, a lot of performing, a lot of touring, and then it was just an easy transition on, again, just sing on cruise ships, and then to be a manager on cruise ships. Transition
there. Eric, how about yourself?
My school was actually a little different, though. It was criminal justice and psychology. I wanted to be a psychologist in prisons, no joke.
All right.
But come on through, ladies.
Yeah, come on through. You guys are all right? Come on through.
These are our beautiful guests on the MSC Seaside.
There you go.
This is my 5th cruise on the MSC. Number 5.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear.
She's too young to be your mother.
Yeah, okay. Where was I? Yeah, criminal justice. I feel that when we're on a ship here, that all my training in college of being a psychologist,
sure.
And a criminologist, we're stuck here. We wear uniforms. This is like prison, and we do help everybody out.
Yeah, very good. I see the relation. The more you say it, what a fun interview we're having here on board the Seaside, guys. Aren't these guys amazing? We'll continue right on. What is your favorite activity to host on the ship? Of course, there's many fun ones. We had the white party. You had the captain's cocktail. Which one is your favorite to host on the ship?
I would say my favorite activity that I don't host it. My activities manager, my assistant Monica, hosted is the Liars Club game show, because it's an adult show. We use our hilarious Beer Prov Canadian comedy company that do improv comedy here on board. We use them to run this game show with us. And again, it's adults. The people that come there are ready for a roller coaster ride as far as the show goes, and I just love participating in that.
Sure.
Like no other Liars Club or Call My Bluff game show or on any cruise ship around the world. This is the best.
Wow. Eric, what about yourself?
Well, I haven't hosted much yet.
Yeah, sure.
However, my favorite thing is actually just walking on every single night, introducing the shows.
Okay.
Because each night you've got an amazing show, and we really can't say it, but we also do part of The Greatest Showman on board.
Sure.
And it's if you've seen the movie The Greatest Showman, 11 times I paid for it in the movie theater.
Yeah. It was a fantastic show.
Inspiring music.
Friends fell asleep next to me. I wanted to punch them in the face. But yeah, the best part, introducing the shows, talking to the audience.
Interacting with the audience. Sure. And that's really what it boils down to, I think, with a cruise director, is just being that face of the ship, being able to connect with the guests, connect with everybody on it. I mean, after all, this is a floating city, a floating hotel. What a better person to help connect that with you. Very good. Gentlemen, how about your favorite port of call in the Caribbean? I do have to separate it. In the Caribbean, and why?
I think Cozumel, Mexico has always been my favorite port of call in the Caribbean, or a Caribbean itinerary. I love Mexican food, and I love Mexican culture. They have some beautiful beaches there, a little bit for everyone to experience. I also have to say Nassau, Bahamas, because Atlantis is such a great destination.
It is fun.
For any family coming on a cruise in the Caribbean, you go to Nassau. It's such an easy venue. It's royal. It also is just a lot of fun. It has its own water park, something for everyone, and it's something that people will remember.
Sure.
It's very, it is very memorable as far as their aspect of their vacation.
Sure.
I actually like Cozumel out of the best that we sail. Cozumel, because there's a million things to do there. From the excursions to the drinking to the drinking.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do there. Yeah. Sure. And if you drink enough in Cozumel, you can be somewhere else. You can be in the Philippines.
Yeah. If you drink enough in Cozumel, you can become a Cozumel citizen as well. Yeah, sure. It's funny that you both say Cozumel. All the cruise directors I have interviewed have said Cozumel, so that is quite funny to me.
Cozumel is wonderful. And the crew, the crew have a substantial investment in Cozumel. There are lots of venues there that are only for crew members there, and so I think it's a great life, and it's really easy to access. Right off the ship, into the pool, have a wonderful time, a couple of brewskis, There you are.
There you go, and a wonderful day to you, right? How about some advice for anyone wanting to get into the cruise industry? You know, when you go to, let's say you want to be a nurse, you go to school, you take this class, you read this textbook, and boom, you're a nurse. It's not quite so simple with a cruise director or even cruise staff. So, what advice would you give somebody?
Well, I think I'll take cruise director, and then maybe you have a different point of view on there. If you want to work on a cruise ship, I think it's a wonderful experience. I think you decide you look at all the different venues, different positions that are available for you. You pick the one that you think will have the happiest experience being on board it, and then follow that through your promotion. If you're talking about being in the entertainment department, it is a tough job, and it's something that you should know. If you want to be a member of my team here on board MSC Seaside, it is a wonderful, inspiring life that you could invest a substantial amount of time in, but it is a tough job. It's something we ask a lot of people because because the guests want a certain experience here on board, and we want to give them that experience. And the people that come with us, we invest in them so they can invest into those guests. To be a cruise director on board MSC Seaside or cruise director anywhere, you would really need. Again, we're talking about. I think 10 years is a great amount of time to experience enough on board so that you can talk at an educated level about the activities here on board, so that you can overview, so you can manage all of your entertainment. We have 150 members of my team here on board, and it's good to have enough experience to deal with enough situations over a decade to be able to handle that kind of pressure, handle that kind of emotion, handle that kind of expectation from people, and be able to train them in that position. And so I would think it's a wonderful. My advice would be it's an incredible, exciting, wonderful career to be on board. It's not for everyone, but I promise you that if you come and work with us here on board, we will give you your best chance, your best shot, and your best experience here on board to see if this is for you.
Very good. Short and sweet, right?
Yes.
Eric, how about yourself?
Mine will be longer. I say everything you said is correct. A lot of people, they see as a cruise director, they wonder how many hours do you work, and it's that all you do is introduce the shows. What they don't realize is all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, from the computer and the office and managing the team of 150 people, to creating the schedule, the programs, to people have problems. You know, we help. These people are college and kids away from college, and they have problems away from home. So we kind of are their psychologists. And to be a cruise director, you need a suit.
Yep, got it.
You need the high pitch, boys. Gene, show me.
You got it.
Yeah. and the hair. He's got it.
And the hair.
That's all you need.
All hair in place.
Yeah.
There you go. So that also brings me to another great question, and you kind of hit on it, but I just want to confirm. So on other cruise lines, the role is split into kind of two roles. You know, you'll have maybe the business side and then the face side or the microphone side. Is that the same here, or do you do all of that? You do the business side and the face side?
Yeah, this is a great question, and it gives a little bit of insight into the way different companies work. There's the other way, which is the horrible way, to where the cruise director is not in charge of the entertainment department. He is a cruise staff employee. The problem with that, again, if the face has no authority, then it's really difficult to communicate with that face.
Sure.
No, here on MSC, the cruise director is the head of department in the entertainment department. So if you talk with me, you need to resolve a concern, you want information, I would be the best person to have. There is no one over me that I would have to get permission from. And so, no, I think that the best way to run an entertainment department on any cruise ship is the cruise director would be head of department, and not how they run it on many other cruise lines around the world. I think that is a horrible, terrible way to run it.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Eric and I both have experience in that venue.
Yeah, everything from me.
Very good. Well, gentlemen, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? I know we kind of hit on that earlier, but still on cruise ships, still as a cruise director, or do you hope to excel even further?
Well, I hope that Eric will accept my proposal and we'll get married someday.
Yes,
no, no, I think 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I definitely want to be here. I want to be with MSC. It's an exciting and new brand for the American market. They have so much flexibility. They have so much desire to be smart, and they're owned by a family. So we're not working with a whole bunch of greedy board members of some conglomerate company that has no idea about any cruise ship, never been on a cruise ship before. No, we have a family that owns one of the largest shipping companies in the world. This is their cruise ship division, their branch, and they're interested in being successful. And they, as far as one of the wealthiest wealthiest shipping companies in the world. So it's not all about the money. It's about the product, the people, and the future of this cruise line. And so I really want to be here.
We are not treated as a number with a big, huge corporation that's on the stock market and everything. It is a family.
Yeah,
sure.
It is a family.
We can literally pick up the phone and call anybody from the company and just chat like they're our family member, which is great.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. And that is something that I have never even heard of on any other cruise line. You know, I've been on many cruise lines, and that I've never heard of that. So that is fantastic that it is kind of, they're putting the people first, not necessarily the business, because the business will flow if you take care of the people, I believe.
I think that's a really neat and very educated, as far as the cruise division or cruise market, to say. Because again, a ship is wood and metal. The heart and soul of any ship is the crew. And if the crew aren't happy, if the crew don't feel supported, if they're worried about their pay because they have their families back at home, it just doesn't work. And that's what you'll find at MSC is people feel very supported, they're very happy, very forward-looking to their future, feel supported in that, and that's why we like working here.
Yeah. What questions, if any, do you have for me?
Well, I want to know. I want to know where the camera went. Where did the camera go? Where did you?
What questions do you have, if any, for me?
What's your favorite ship?
My favorite ship. This one is nice. I would have to still say the Carnival Breeze. I'm not sure if you've been on the Carnival Breeze, but the Carnival Breeze is a beautiful, beautiful ship.
Get off my ship!
It's I don't know. It was the first actually where I started my film career with that, and so I think that's why it holds a particularly special place in my heart. But really, all the ones that I've been on in the last year have been absolutely spectacular. This one with right up near the top there. I love the shape of the ship. How nothing is really like straight. Normally, cruise ships are very blocky, I think, and it's very a right angle here, a right angle here. This thing is flowing. It's got ups, it's got downs, it's got corners and hidden nooks and crannies. I'm pretty sure we still haven't seen half the ship, and we get off tomorrow.
That's good. Yeah, that's right.
Eric, what about you?
How many followers do you have?
How many followers?
Because you've lost half of them, right?
right now, close to 9,000. Probably by the time this goes up, 10,000. Yes.
Great.
Yeah, 10,000. Hopefully going up higher and higher and higher.
Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
In 5 to 10 years, I would either like to make this a full successful business or on cruise ships, working as a cruise staff, cruise director, etc., etc. My first cruise was in 2005, and I told you what ship it was, and it was a fantastic. It stuck in my head from. I remember every single piece about that cruise, and I think I'm drawn to the ocean, drawn to the sea, and so one day I hope to work on it.
Give us a call. We'd be happy to have you. Happy to have you as soon as you're ready to go.
Yes.
But hopefully, way more fun than living at sea permanently.
Right.
And having, is having your own business, you being the boss and running something like this. This is exciting. This is new. This is something.
This is where the world is going.
Yeah, this is something to be very proud of, and so I think that's really cool. And congratulations to you.
Sure. Well, gentlemen, I do have a gift for you for joining us here today and chatting with us a little bit on board the MSC Seaside. Peter, if you will bring that handy dandy bag over here. This is actually one of my bags we make that you see that says Josh Hokum right there. That is
amazing.
A bag that we sell. Gentlemen, I've got just some stuff from the store, so I will give you a lanyard, and without dropping everything, we've got a lanyard for you and a pin for you.
A pin for me.
And Gene, something very special for you. You can wear these next time you visit Cozumel, and don't forget to hashtag cruise with Josh.
Hashtag
there you are, sir.
You got it.
Josh.
There you go. Gentlemen, my last question for you.
There's more.
What is your favorite dessert?
What is my favorite dessert?
Yes.
Pudding.
I love key lime. I love key lime pie. I spent some time in Georgia, and I'm a big key lime pie guy. And so,
Sure. And Eric?
It is the lava cake on board this ship.
Yes. We had that several times this week. I always like to ask that because I get the wackiest answers sometimes. Sometimes I get them gluten-free. Sometimes I get like this crazy Mexican dish that I've never heard of. So it's always fun to end with
key
that.
lime pie from Costco. There you go.
Very good. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on board the MSC Seaside today. My name is Josh, guys. If you're thinking about sailing on board the Seaside, one of these two fine gentlemen is hopefully going to make your vacation one to remember for the rest of your life. Last thing for you, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. We will see you real soon on the high seas.
Bye.
Bye.